Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with this week number 3 is simplifying radicals. And this is really important as far as what we're going to be doing here in the future, which is completing the square and quadratic formula. Basically using factoring problems that don't actually factor. And then what happens then? Usually we write prime, but now we can't. We actually got to solve it. So to be able to simplify a radical, you have to write down all the perfect squares. And we did this the other day in class, if you remember. I tried to have you do it without a calculator. So all the perfect squares. So the first perfect square is 1. That number is not going to matter much because it's 1 times 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. And these are numbers that when you multiply by itself, it equals a number. So 4 times 4 is 16. And I'll go through the rest. 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, and 144. Okay? After that, you probably don't need to know that. But that's 12 times 12, 11 times 11, 10 times 10, 9 times 9, so on and so forth. All right? So, how do we do these problems? How do we simplify them? We don't just punch it in the calculator. What we do is we look for which one of these numbers divides evenly into these numbers up here. Okay? So, which one's a factor in math terms? All right? So, 54. Let's start there. So, I'm going to start the tallest or the most number or the biggest number I can possibly start at. So I'm going to start at 49. Does 49 divide into 54? Nope. Does 36 divide into 54? Nope. 25? Nope. 16? Nope. 9 does though. And 9 goes in 6 times. So I want to break this down into the 2 factors. Now this still means 54. It's just another way of writing 54. 9 times 6 is 54. And then since 9 is a perfect square, since 9 is one of our numbers, we know 9 is 3 times 3. So I'm going to take the square root, I'm going to use the operation and make it 3 radical 6. And that's my answer. Okay, the 6 can't come out because there's none of these numbers that divide into 6, and 6 is not on our special list. It has to be on this list to be able to come out of the radical. So radical 9 becomes 3, the square root of 9. Now, sometimes, as in number 2 here, the number's already going to be on there. 9's already on there. Okay, so I don't have to do anything with that except change the number. So the square root of 9 just becomes 3. Okay, and that's our answer. That's all we have to do for that one. All right? For 3, already you want to pick the largest number up there. 4 goes in 128, 16 goes in 128, but the largest one that goes in 128 is 64. And it goes in twice. So I'm going to have radical 64, radical 2. Always write this number first. That's the key. Always write this number first. Now, what number multiplied by itself gives you 64? Well, that would be 8 times 8. Okay? So I know the square root of 64 is 8, and then I'm left with the radical 2. Okay? Now, sometimes you're going to get a number where none of these go in there. And again, 1 doesn't matter. So if I start dividing 15, does 9 go into 15? I can't use 16 because 16 is larger. Does 9 go to 15? Nope. Does 4 go to 15? Nope. Does 1 go to 15? Yes, but we don't need 1. So there's nothing we can do there, so our number stays as radical 15. This is how you simplify radicals. You need to have this completed by Tuesday by midnight. All right, April 7th, Tuesday by midnight. All right.